together and share knowledge. We're going to talk about the metamorphoses of success. Bumblebees, caterpillars, and inclusive learning environments. What I've come to find out over the years is when you talk to other humans, sometimes the light bulb clicks when you talk about animals and nature as well. So hopefully we have a couple of light bulb moments. My name is Dr. Derek Clark Underwood. Dr. Derek Clark, but however when I speak, I like to carry my father's name because he's poured so much into me over the years. So really when you hear me, you're probably hearing him as well. So let's go. So why inclusion is important in the classroom? That's what we're here to discuss. First, a couple acknowledgments and key concepts. I've acknowledged my father. Everything that I know about leadership and success in academia, my father has poured into me over the years. So again, when you hear me, you hear him. You'll see him cited as Dr. OJNDU. That's Dr. Oscar J. Nelson Dowdell Underwood. And some of the principles we're talking about today comes from his PhD research, as well as some of his published books. I've read all of them. I don't know which book I probably pulled something from, but so two key concepts I want to talk about is number one, inherent power. I'm not talking about inherent power from the perspective of like the government or a political aspect. This is solely from the perspective of potential. And so this is, I'm talking about the unmovable determination and will to succeed. So when I'm speaking of inherent power, I'm talking about the unmovable determination and will to succeed. And then you see a term there, possibleology. Okay, show of hands, how many people have heard of possibleology? Well, you heard of it today. Yes, yes. And this is Googleable information. Googleable is a word. Possibleology is the science and study of personal possibility awareness. And that comes from my dad. That's Dr. Oscar J. Nelson Dowdell Underwood. And so you see why I get so excited when I get to talk, because he's just a very, very wonderful man. I look up to my dad so much. But here we go. So like the bumblebee, all learners possess the power to succeed. Okay, so now we're going to jump into the bumblebee analogy, right? So show of hands, we all know what a bumblebee looks like, right? Big body, right? Little bitty stubby wings. And everybody in the animal kingdom says, well, how does this thing fly? Right? Because we know, despite it, and I'm glad I have my notes because I get excited sometimes, but despite its seemingly aerodynamically flawed anatomy, right, we understand that the bumblebee defies conventional wisdom by gracefully flying. In other words, the bumblebee defies the laws of physics, right? How does the bumblebee do this? Well, the bumblebee's flight showcases that first key point that I wanted to reference, inherent power, right? Which is that internal force that transcends external obstacles. Let me say that one more time. Inherent power, that internal force that transcends external obstacles. Now, mind you, this is a metaphor, so as I'm talking about a bumblebee, I'm also talking about our students that we teach, that we produce these courses for every day. Okay? It highlights the notion that determination and willpower can overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. Okay? And so now, what does possibleology have to do with inherent power? Well, possibleology, coined by Dr. OJNDU, embodies the idea that there exists a law of possibility that supersedes conventional laws of physics. How many people know what that law is? Go ahead.
Well, I teach students with parents who are constantly told you cannot do this, and then they constantly reverse it wrong.
Yes.
By doing those things.
Yes. And that law is all things are possible because you believe, right? There you go. It's literally, it's a law, it's a principle that supersedes the laws of physics. The bumblebee knows this, and this is why the bumblebee flies. Because the bumblebee says, I believe I can fly. I don't care what my body mass is. I don't care what the animal kingdom says, that I don't have big wings like a bald eagle. You know what? I'm going to fly. Possibleology emphasizes the potential for success, even in the face of apparent impossibilities. So here it is. The caterpillar is already a butterfly. It just needs the right environment to metamorphosize. Think about that. Like the caterpillar doesn't go somewhere and then, puts on a costume and becomes a butterfly. The caterpillar is already a butterfly. It just needs the right environment to metamorphosize. So what am I saying? Well, I'm glad you asked. The students in your class, they're already the biological engineers. They're already the scientists. They're already the phenomenal statisticians and mathematicians of tomorrow. But what's stopping them from here to here is that environment that's conducive to what they already are. In fact, I seen the kids back there that were taking pictures and videos. So I see like some caterpillars there. Might be some cinematographers back there already. I don't know. Maybe we have a couple of photographers back there. I don't know. Right? But they already are. They just need that right environment that's conducive for them to metamorphosize. And that's when I jump into advantageous environments. And I'm talking about learning environments. So like a caterpillar, learners possess the intrinsic potential for growth and transformation. So watch this. Despite starting in one form, they harbor the natural capacity to evolve into something greater. So again, even though that butterfly, that caterpillar is a caterpillar, moving slow maybe, eating milkweed all day maybe, just hanging out on the leaf, getting some sunshine, it still is a butterfly, okay? And so I want to really emphasize the importance of the right environment and opportunity. So watch this. Just as the caterpillar requires the right environment and opportunity to metamorphosis into a butterfly, learners need conducive settings for their potential to flourish. If a learner is not in the right environment, and also it's twofold. So right environment and an opportunity to metamorphosize. It's twofold. And it's up to us, the educators, to create those environments. If not, we miss it. The potential doesn't flourish. And so connection to the inherent power with the learner. So similar to the caterpillar's inherent power, inherent potential for transformation, learners possess that same inherent power. This native ability enables them to thrive and achieve success when provided the necessary support and opportunities. There's nothing more detrimental to an individual's academic success than being excluded when in fact they hold the solution. Now, this didn't come from my dad's PhD research. This came from his son's own journey. Through elementary school, through middle school, through high school, through college. There's nothing more that I can't tell you the many of times I felt crushed. Growing up in Wisconsin, being the only black kid in my class, having the answer, never called on. Imagine that. Imagine in your classroom, little Joey in the corner has the answer for the next global pandemic. He already knows how to solve it. But nobody ever called on little Joey and asked him to expound upon a thesis that he might be pioneering. We rob ourselves, we rob the university, and we rob the world of that solution that all of humanity needs. But we never called on little Joey in the back. So I'll say this one more time. There's nothing more detrimental to an individual's academic success than being excluded when in fact they hold the solution. Exclusion not only hampers the individual's progress, but also deprives the academic community of potential solutions or contributions that they could offer. So, in closing, obviously it wouldn't be an ASU gathering if I didn't leave with some CTAs, right? We have to have some CTAs. Call to action for creating these inclusive environments in academia, right? I believe that academia must first prioritize the creation of inclusive environments that embraces diversity and fosters, pardon my typo there, fosters growth for all learners. It's essential to provide equal opportunities and support to maximize the potential of every student. Number 4, inherent power, watch this, knows no boundaries of race, gender, socioeconomic status. In other words, inherent power is inclusive. Somebody raise their hand and tell me what inherent power and potential looks like. Somebody raise your hand and tell me what zip code does inherent power and potential live in? What zip code does it come from? Exactly. Just rhetorical question, just ponder on that. So by acknowledging and harnessing the inherent power within all learners, academia can then empower individuals to reach their fullest potential and contribute positively to society. A couple of lasting thoughts. Harnessing the inherent power within each learner unlocks boundless potential and fosters a culture of inclusivity that transcends barriers. By embracing diversity and creating inclusive environments, academia can then pave the way for transformative growth and collective success. I should have highlighted collective, because you know what? It takes all of us. It takes all of us. So I'll leave with what I believe is our academic responsibility. So, and that is to commit to nurturing the inherent power and possibility within every individual. For in doing so, we cultivate a future where all learners thrive and contribute to a better world, which is our charter, right? It's who we include and how they succeed. I would have loved to really break this thing down on how to create these inclusive environments, but I don't know, maybe I'll get an invite back. We could do a part 2, but thank you all for your time, and Q.